Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about baseball, and I'm here to talk about Game 3 of the group play for the United States as they absolutely blow Canada away 12-1, mercy ruling them after 7 innings. To step away from the United States and talk about the Astros for a brief moment, last year after Game 3 of the World Series, I ripped the Astros apart for just being bad at virtually everything, and then in Game 4 of the World Series, they rebounded with a no-hitter and a nice offensive game. I tore the United States to absolute shreds yesterday, and today they reward us with this 12-1, including a 9-run first inning. The first inning, Mookie Betts leads off with a single, Mike Trout draws a walk, Paul Goldschmidt then draws a walk, Nolan Arenado doubles, it's 2-0 U.S. before an out has been recorded. Kyle Tucker would hit a sac fly to make it 3-0 U.S. The U.S. now has had their only out still score a run. Tim Anderson would draw a walk. JT Realmuto would single to make it 4-0. Trey Turner would ground out, but another run would come home. Cedric Mullins would triple to make it 6-0. Mookie Betts would get hit by a pitch, and then Mike Trout goes full nuclear, launching a home run. He got every seam of that ball, and it is 9-0 U.S. Mercifully, a ground out by Paul Goldschmidt would end the inning, but it's 9-0 after one. And there were more outs resulting in runs than there weren't in the first inning. Jared Young would homer for Canada in the top of the second to make it 9-1. The comeback begins. I'm just kidding. The U.S. would get 3 more runs in the bottom half of the second. Tim Anderson tripled to make it 10-1. A JT Realmuto sac fly to make it 11-1. And then just to, put another one up there, Trey Turner with his first home run of the tournament. To make it 12-1, that would be your final score. Someone jumps at me and says, Weston, see how wrong you were yesterday when you made that video. I maintain that I wasn't, because this was not the U.S. team that played yesterday. The U.S. team that played yesterday looked pretty unengaged the entire way through. They didn't seem to care. This team seemed to care. They went out there tonight, and you could tell they desperately wanted to win. Now, I'm not stupid entirely. I understand you were facing Mitch Bratt. You were facing a 19-year-old starting pitcher who had pitched at high A in the minors. You were not facing and this is no insult to him, a highly touted pitcher. You're facing a child on the mound, and you blew him to hell. I get that. But it wasn't the sheer number of runs. It was that you could tell every player wanted to go out and win. They wanted to go hit. They wanted their opportunity, and pretty much everyone got said opportunity. To look at the starting players for the United States, Mookie Betts had a hit and a pair of runs scored. Mike Trout had the hit, the home run, 3 RBIs and a pair of walks. Paul Goldschmidt had a hit and a pair of walks. Nolan Arenado had a hit and a pair of RBIs, along with a walk as well. Kyle Tucker would be the only one without a hit of the starters, but he still had a sac fly, so it wasn't like he did absolutely nothing tonight. Tim Anderson would have a pair of hits. JT Realmuto would have a pair of hits. Trey Turner would have the home run. Cedric Mullins would have the RBI. Everyone got their turn in the starting lineup tonight. And to boot with that, you had Lance Lynn, American hero, go out there in the U.S.'s time of need on the mound and pitch an absolute gem. 5 innings of 1-run baseball tonight with no walks and 6 strikeouts. Lance Lynn looked great. And Miles Michaelis came out of the bullpen for 2 innings of relief, picked up a pair of strikeouts, didn't give up any walks. He looked solid out of the pen. This was just a total domination from the offense, the defense, and the pitching staff for the United States tonight, following a game where they got just annihilated by Mexico. So the question following the game is, do you want to view the jar of maple syrup as half full or half empty? If you want to go the negative route, you had to have dominated. Look at your lineup. Look at their starting pitcher. It was a 19-year-old kid going out against one of the best lineups ever made. Of course you were able to dominate it. If you would have just had the first 4 batters hit and then everyone subsequently would have made an out for the rest of the game, you still would have won. Or there is the positive spin of it, which was a night after the U.S. got kicked in the teeth and knocked down to the lowest point where it was a must-win game going into tonight. They went out, and every single player on that field dominated. And by a miracle, Great Britain went out and beat Colombia today to earn Great Britain's first ever World Baseball Classic win. Good for them, that hurts to say a little bit. But beating Colombia, giving the U.S. a little bit of an extra boost in the standings, which could end up being huge because you're going to play Colombia on Wednesday in what is going to be the most important game of the tournament for the U.S. That'll be 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. Colombia has not announced their starter. The U.S. will send Merrill Kelly, and I'll be back to talk about it. But that's for right now. That's all I have. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go States.